It has been a tumultuous couple of weeks. I mean, just a lot changed, I guess. But do you just kind of roll with the punches? Is it just part of the deal, or just how do you contextualize it?
Yeah, well, nothing gets in the way of your relationship with the sport, right? The game is so important, and the people that connect you to the game, our players, our coaches, you get directly connected to them in a lot of ways, but nothing is more important than the connection that you have to the sport. So when you devote your life to the sport, when you love the sport, when you love the game, you love what the game has done for you, you tend to be in a mindset and a mode that you have to push through for the sake and love of the game and the love of the organization and the love of the players and the love of the coaches. So, that's how you deal with it, And then, when you're seasoned at it from a young kid to now, you understand that those things do happen, or, sometimes tumultuous times, they do happen.
I guess this is sort of along the same lines. What was the coaching staff's reaction to the decision to fire Marcus?
It's always a painful, process when you lose, a person that you became close with, you've worked with, but at the same time, we know that we have to unite now and come together and be able to work collectively together to get the job, done and to give, the product that the Colts fan base and Mr. Irsay and Frank and Chris that they deserve. So that's what we're working on, and that's kind of our reaction to it all. It's really not a reaction; it's more of a response.
How has your responsibilities changed, expanded, whatever the word is?
Well, I'll say this: I think that the growth of responsibilities doesn't fall solely on me. I think that everybody in our room collectively on offense has had a lot of responsibility, upgrades, I would say, and what we've normally done. It's just that mine may be a little bit more visible to the naked eye, but we're all working collectively together to try to make sure that we not only give our players the best opportunity to be successful, but also we can go out and execute the plan in which Frank sees for us to execute, right? So my role is probably one of the more visible changes. Everybody else's role is probably equal to mine if we're not in front of the cameras in our respective areas. And then now more of the overseer, more of a leader role is more visible for a lot of people. But I've always been into the game planning portion of it. And now I probably would leak a little bit more into all phases of game planning versus just the 3 or 4 different ones that I was involved in with before.
A year ago at this time, JT's taken off, dominating games, taking over games. It's been frustrating this year. Not a lot of holes. He's been hurt. He's played through it. Where's his head at? I mean, for a guy who's always positive, he's got to be a little frustrated. He's got to be.
Yeah, there's always a level of concern with that, as you move through, especially as a coach. But you also have to prepare him, which we've done, last year. And since I've gotten here, to understand that, there's up times, right, in the career, and then there's times where you're going through some adversity, but what he has to do is pull through, and that's exactly what we're trying to push him to do. I don't think he's gotten to the level of frustration. Sometimes when you're really young, the eagerness to get back will outweigh the frustration. I think from a schematic standpoint, we all got to hit at the right time, right? When you are a little bit injured or this doesn't quite happen, some of those runs that he would have made before, they just don't come out of there. So, we're going to get better, of course, as he gets better physically. He's working now to get better physically. And then, that helps also up front what we're doing and how we do it. If we have, a dynamic player, sometimes you can turn on television from week to week, and you can see a play that's not blocked very well, but these dynamic players in the backfield make a crazy play, and you look at the stat sheet at the end, it doesn't say it wasn't blocked well or it was blocked well. It just gives you a stat line. So we got to get to the point where we're all collectively together. All of us are feeling good, because the best you're going to feel, and what he understands, the best he's ever going to feel was right before camp, right? That's just the nature of the business. And, defensively, that is a part of the game. The physicality is a part of the game that slows you down offensively, and it just game week 3, week 4, week 5. So now we gotta hit a little bit of the refresh button with him. We'll get him right, and he's working to get back as quickly as he can. He looks a lot better today than he's looked before.
One of the big parts, I guess, of coaching is adjusting on the fly, and now you're going to adjust to him still coming back from the injury, no Naheem, and you've got new guys in the room. I mean, I realize you got Dion. What's the challenge of trying to get everybody up to speed
Sleep.
right now?
Sleep. That's the biggest challenge. No, we have a great group of people that work around us, and one of the best things about it is that Frank has structured our staff in ways that we have, individuals that work with us behind the scenes, so that I've been coaching them as hard as we're coaching the players. So now we can catch guys up while I'm still working in other areas to help. So the biggest thing, of course, when you are in that situation, and that's the situation that we're in. Hey, that's the reality. All right. It's only going to get better from here. That's the way you got to look at it, and we got to work to make sure that product does get better. And at the end of the day, this is football. We're playing at the highest level. These guys are the highest level of professionals at their sport. So a lot of that goes to them too, right? There's one part of teaching and there's the other part of learning. So collectively, as we come together and we unite and fight together, we both have a great responsibility in making sure the product is correct.
How does having Sam as a quarterback change what you guys can do in the RPO world?
There's always, the ability as you look at the run-pass option part of it. A lot of times there's the run-pass option part of it where it's strictly run to pass, right? You've already seen some of the things that he can bring to the table. Now there's more options, right? Run, pass option. There's run, screen options as we've done. We're just going to try to utilize the things that we already have readily available. And continue to work on them. I do love the poise of Sam and the ways that he's, prepared. A lot of things people don't see in the preparation of it, but the RPO world can continue to grow. It was going to grow anyway, but the RPO world can continue to grow. The run game can continue to grow. We can put stress on people in just some different situations with his mobility. But at the end of the day, it's all about, his decision, right, and his timing, all right, and just his awareness and making sure that we're on the same page.